If we are running a B2B traffic in 2026, anonymous visitors are not just analytics, they are potential pipeline. So the question is here, does RB2B actually help you convert anonymous traffic into usable sales intelligence, or does it surface just provide you with surface company names without real qualifications? So today we are breaking down our B2B performance in B2B, of course, and also analyzing the real sales workflow and whether it actually is worth it in 2026. Hi, my name is Justin from LemReveal, and today here we're reviewing our B2B. We'll look at how it performs for company identification, how usable the data for sales teams, and where it fits in or it doesn't, well, really depends on how you view it inside the RB2B revenue workflow. So we'll be looking at this and showing you how that all applies and how it is relevant or not in 2026 for your businesses. So RB2B visitor identification platform. It reveals companies visiting your site using IP based intelligence and enrichment data. So as you can see, this is the dashboard. We'll go through what it looks like and how you can get the data that you need. So you can either start your free account or you can log in. And for those who still need guidance on this, you can always go back on the previous videos and you will see all the information that you need. So after creating an account, this is your RB2B dashboard. Let me quickly go there. There we go, your RB2B dashboard showing you everything that you need to know. So as you can see, these are the numbers of traffic that are visiting your site. So instead of just seeing numbers, you see company names and visit activities. It fits between marketing and sales, so both teams can use this. And marketing drives traffic. RB2B reveals companies that are engaging. Sales uses that information to prioritize outreach. So it's more like an intertwined use or cooperation between departments. And it doesn't replace CRM, but works hand in hand with CRM tools. And it doesn't replace outbound tools because you definitely need those outbound customers coming in. I mean, your inbound customers coming in, and your outbound means in your marketing as a whole, your cold calling, etc. So this tool just adds on to what you already have, and if you don't have all those features, well, today you can start using all those. So let's start with the identification accuracy. So our B2B performs best with mid-size and enterprise level companies that operate from stable IP ranges. So for your remote teams, it doesn't really work well because everyone is in a different place, different IPs, and everything is scattered. But for your mid-sized and enterprise level companies, they are in one location unless they have different branches, but everything originates from one location. So our B2B performs best with those companies. And if your ICP is established B2B firms, detection, sales, consistency. So with this, if your ICP is established firms, everything is already set, then detection is sort of constant. There will be the same kind of firms coming in and viewing your website over and over again. So you don't have to worry about variation unless it's a once in a while thing or something that happens here and there. But everything else would remain the same and consistent. So, as I've mentioned, it becomes less reliable with remote teams, startups, and mobile heavy traffic kind of teams. And that's not unique to RB2B. It has a limitation because it's tracking based on IP based tracking. And so the real takeaway here is that RB2B reveals a portion of your traffic, but not all. It signals sampling, not de-anonymization. So, with this being the case, as teams or workplaces evolve on a daily basis and let's say pull away from on-site and pull into remote workplaces, RB2B will find it a bit difficult to track that kind of traffic. But for now, there are still companies that have or prefer being on site, like your large enterprises or your mid-level enterprises. So that's always a good thing on this end. So once a company is identified, you can see your page views, visit frequencies, and timestamps. So I'm not okay. Wait, there we go. So here you can see all the information, right, that you need. And if you need any more information, of course, you will see that at your own leisure. As you can see here, pages visited, they visited 3 pages, and so on 2 pages visited. I think this one is a 1 page visited, so it's not really showing high buyer intent. But as you know, you can have like a look at all of this in more detail. So this helps the sales team gauge engagement. For example, one homepage visit equals to low signal, and 3 price page visits in a week equals a higher signal, or maybe 3 price page visits, 5 case study visits, and maybe 2 service page visits equals a very high signal. So outreach will become a bit easier, and the likelihood of this person converting or this company converting is very high. So the interface is simple and clear, but intent interpretation is manual. So you have to interpret all that information on your own and without any help, of course. But with experienced individual within your team, your marketing team, then everything else becomes a walk in the park. So RB2B shows behavior. It doesn't really score or prioritize it for you. That means your team still has to decide what qualifies as hot, what qualifies as cold, what qualifies as relevant. So that is always up to your team. And in terms of usability, RB2B is very much lightweight. The dashboard is straightforward, and there is minimal onboarding required. So you just insert your code, make sure it fires across the pages that you're tracking, make sure that it's mostly 90% of your site. The blogs are fine, you don't really need to look into that. But every other pages, make sure the tracking is fine. Then you'll get the traffic that you need and filter out what you don't need based on the traffic that comes in. So with this one, for small teams, that is a strength, the simplicity that it has. But simplicity also means less structured qualification inside the interface. So you won't get as much information as possible, as much filtration as possible. But if you want advanced intent modeling, you won't find deep automation baked in. So with this, you can also have integrations there, like your integrations. You can integrate it with your CRM tools. Oh, there we go. You can integrate it with the CRM tools, which makes outreach even easier. So the real value shows when RB2B connects to your workflow. So that's the situation, or that's the function that I mentioned with the CRM integration. And for context, like all of this is how you have it on RB2B, but for context, on LemReveal, this is how it is used. It's closely similar, but it has 3 simple steps when you are setting it up from the get-go. So if you don't have an account, you can always create one. And if you're struggling with that, you can always go back to the previous videos and you will see the step-by-step details on how that's done. So this tool has 3 steps. Add your website, you'll add it here, you install the tracking pixel, and then you get your traffic. So with that being case, you get the traffic that you need and all that. So with this tool, it emphasizes more on structure, it emphasizes more on practicality. So as you can see, the companies, you'll see a list of companies that are visiting your site. You can filter them according to as many filters as you want, really. That all depends on you and how you see or view a hot lead. So with the people, this will be separate individuals. And when you set up email capture, it will like have the name of the person, their email, That way you can do cold emailing outreach to them. And also, with that being said, it becomes easier and more sustainable to use. So this is just the simple functions. And your outreach, you can reach out to your companies, you can have templates that you can use, and your email templates, your initial outreach, your pricing of your products. You can have a sequence on how the outreach will be structured, and you can connect different tools like your Slack, email, Zapier, and so on. So this is your integration sections. And if you want to find out more all about this tool, you can always catch the links in the description below. And with when it comes to RB2B, obviously it has its strength, which makes anonymous traffic visible, which it's easy to deploy and understand, which is account-based sales teams who already know their ICP, so that works well for them. And the limitations, I would say, is heavy reliance on IP detection. It doesn't automatically structure intent or scoring, and identifies companies not fully qualified decision makers. So if traffic volume is low, reveal is will be low. So this tool amplifies existing demand, it doesn't create it. So, with that being said, is it still valuable? Yes, in some aspects. When you expect full visitor identification, automated qualification, or instant pipeline transformation, that is still visible for you, but you will. It has some restrictions when it comes to that. So that on its own will depend on how your team patches up those loopholes and make the tool work for you. So that's it from me. I'll catch you on the next video. And if you have other features that you have identified on this tool, you can always leave them in the comment section and I will have a look at it and obviously show you how it's done on another video. So that's it from me and I'll catch you on the next video.